All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Phyllis. It is February 16th, 2022, and this is our daily meetup call where we actually have an opportunity to look at our the Vetter DAP, as well as going into an AMA of asking any questions that you need to ask, about Vetter. So I'm going to go ahead and get this party kicked off. So first of all, I just want to mention real quick just a few things that are actually happening today. First of all, there is right now an AMA that's happening with a large group called CALE. And it's exciting because they have a group of 125,000 people. So that's where Mike and Robin are right now. So wish them luck. It's going to be amazing. Second thing is the Telegram group is now open. How about that? Exciting news there, right? I wish I had a real drum roll, but yeah, that's opened. It opened up probably about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. And we'll have some moderators in there in and out all day long. So we just ask that everyone who's in there, please be respectful. And that's the biggest thing. So please be respectful of each other and with the community, in that community and really in everyday life. So thank you for that. Also, I wanted to let you know that Mike did post the marketing YouTube video, and all I can say is, wow, that was amazing. If that doesn't make your head spin, I don't know what will, because I know one thing, I watched it last night and couldn't sleep. And then I came up this morning and watched it again, and it fires me up every time I see it. So we are really in for some major stuff with marketing, guys. So buckle up. This is what we all been waiting for. Also want to let you know that tonight is our very first Vetter Trading Club meeting. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And that is going to be held on the Vetter support channel in Discord in the voice chat. So again, on Vetter support channel under the voice chat. So this way, everyone can actually take part in that. The purpose of the call is for us to be able to go through some some projects that we're really looking at very seriously, and we're going to be able to share that information with you as a Discord group as well. So great times, guys. I'm pretty excited about what's going on today. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ask, first of all, if anyone has anything on the calendar that they would like me to actually touch base on. And I'm going to actually, if you can just go ahead and let's see, you can, raise your hand, or I can unmute you or something like that. We can do that. All right.
Oh, Phyllis, I will, if no one else will.
Sure.
You can start taking a look at Iris. It's just scouted so far, but I was working on the vetting.
Yeah, I actually like that too.
Yeah, because you dropped it. I started looking at it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I wanted to see that tonight on the Trading Club call. So we can get a jump on that right now. So if those who don't know, JP Vetter, he's a veteran of Vetter. He is also an all-star Vetter and also in the Vetter Trading Club, and has helped out tremendously in many capacities throughout the 6 months that we've been here. So thank you so much, JP. I really appreciate you and everything that you've done, for the community, and that you continue to do always. So thank you. I really, truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Phyllis. That means a lot.
You're welcome. Very much so. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of take, well, what might be a great idea, JP, is I'm going to go ahead and, you want me to open up the Telegram group? Is that how you start vetting?
Yeah. The website and the Telegram group are the two main that I open up right away. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to have you pretty much, tell me where you want me to go here, and I could, and you can kind of take people away. Let me just get to the Telegram group. That's what I meant to actually open. So let me do that first. All right. And actually I did join it.
Great.
And just one thing I saw immediately, though, is that you cannot talk in here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, announcements only, and only 15 pinned posts, but they do have good information in there. and you can comment under the pinned post or on the announcements, which is kind of nice because, you know, other ones you can't comment or say anything. So I've seen people ask questions in the comment section on these.
Okay, let's just, yeah, it looks like the group probably started December 28th, it looks like.
Yes.
And it looks like they started doing their first post on January 15th. Is that right?
Yes.
January, on December 28th, sorry. Right? That's the post from
Yep.
December? Okay.
Yep. That when they created the Telegram, yes.
Okay, so is there anything in here that, well, obviously the first thing that stood out to me was that you can't speak, and I don't know why there, but maybe we could put a message in one of these guys, these pinned messages, and kind of find out why we can't speak or ask questions. It's kind of odd, especially for a project that I think is coming up pretty soon, right?
Yeah. They're having it's going to be an IDO on DXL, which is the first I've seen with DXL, and that's coming on February 20th.
Okay.
And they held a private sale, and I couldn't find how much was raised, but it was about 5% of the total token allocation, which isn't terrible. They have about 15% of tokens allocated for the IDO, and that's a 200 BNB hard cap. So I guess if I figured out the math, it would be, I don't know, maybe 50 or so raised in the private sale. So not too large.
Yeah, I'm going to just throw a message in that box there, just because I want to see if they actually answer it for us. So you're assuming it's like a 50 BNB that was raised in the private sale. Is that what you're kind of surmising by looking at the?
Yeah,
BNB?
more or less, if I had to guess. And then it was raised on their own website, on their own, they're calling it a launch pad, the Iris launch pad.
Okay, so basically, are they a launch pad, do you know, or are they?
Yeah.
Actually? Okay.
I mean, they're going to have a ton of utility. They want to be a launch pad. They want to be portfolio management. They want to be identify projects that have high potential. They want to identify the best staking and farming projects out there, and as well as the best airdropped and ICOs. So they're going to be an app that has like a shortcut for you to identify all these projects. I guess maybe kind of like Vetter, but just in a different way.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking that too when I was reading about it.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can, the about section basically says here, artificial intelligence and expert analysis to find better niches. Iris is a system aiming to put business intelligence at the blockchain service to help investors of all sizes optimize their investment opportunity or options. To do so, Iris offers a mobile application, Iris app, that does an analysis for the most relevant projects on the market and sends real-time signals of the best opportunities. This token will be a token used in the ecosystem. So it looks like they're going to have other things following that, as you already described. To benefit from the platform premium services, users must hold Iris in a staking format. Holders are also doubly rewarded by having access to the Iris app. So yeah, it seems like pretty, it looks like a pretty good project. I mean, the website itself looks really well developed. I'm not a developer of websites at all. Robin's much more an expert in that, but I've seen a lot of crappy ones, especially you know, when I look at myself going through some of the information I find out on these projects. Some of them are really, really horrible. But then again, you know what? That doesn't always necessarily mean it's a bad project, does it?
Right.
Because
exactly.
There's been projects that were horrible, you know, and their website was horrible, but yet they wind up doing really well. So
Yeah, I've seen it both ways. Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit for their platform and their features, just seeing that little graphic of what it will look like as far as their app. I mean, I think that looks really sleek and well developed if that's how it's going to look.
So the UI looks really good. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's difficult. We haven't gotten a ton of information on this yet. And so we don't have any idea, do we, about when the utility is actually going to be ready? Does that say it anywhere in here? I haven't had a chance really to look.
I only had a glance at their white paper. I didn't see it in the telegram or, oh, you know what? The roadmap. I think it did mention it. Let me see.
Yeah,
It's
I got it.
towards the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up. So it says January to April, they're going to have their IDO on January 15th, which is already passed, but I think they pushed it up or back.
Yes.
And rolled out the Iris, the V1, which will expand the development team and start the marketing campaign, which will create an NFT collection and start outreach campaign to draw artists towards our collection. So it looks like, well, they're saying it's going to be out V1, but again, we can't verify any of that until we actually can kind of dig more into them themselves and ask some questions there. But yeah, the interface looks pretty sharp, that's for sure.
It looks
And
like they may have a beta version. At the top, it has where you can click the app. And it took me to Google Play to install it. But I have an iPhone, I'm not sure I would download it to take a look anyway. But it looks like there's a beta version available for the Iris app.
huh. Okay, well, that's interesting. So that means that they're a little bit further along than most.
Some others, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay. Now let's see if we can find anything about, I don't really see anything here unless I'm missing it. Anything on doxing.
Yeah, I know I didn't dig into that. Oh, they have KYC with IDOpresales.com. You know how certain sites will give them an NFT badge because they KYC'd, but I mean, I don't know IDO presales.com,
Yeah, I never
if it's
really heard of
valid or
it.
not, right?
Yeah, right. Me too. I don't really know that either. Well, let's take a look at their ecosystem. Like you talked about a little bit, they're talking about the token, they're talking about, it looks like a launch pad, games and art. So I guess that's in the NFT world. And I'm not sure what the Iris plugin is. It's looks like Iris is meant to be scalable, functional. Oh, so they'll have, ways to be able to scale up, their platform when needed. Let's look at, let me go here and take a look at the tokenomics itself. And I don't like that they don't have their pie. I like when the pie is filled out.
Oh yeah, it looks like if you hover over it, it'll tell you as you
Oh,
go.
that's it. That's
But I
pretty
see what you mean.
snazzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fancy.
All right, I see. So pretty much, it looks like there's 5% for the private sale and 15% for the IDO. Okay.
And let me mention that it took me to the DXL site for their IDO, it
Mhm.
was vested over 5 periods over 100 days. So that's not too bad, where some will do vesting over like a year. So
Right,
it is
right.
vesting, but not a long time.
So we need to find out what this, is this what the reserve fund is? Or is that a reserve? See, I don't know
No,
what they're referring to as their reserve fund.
yeah, I don't know. They have so much planned for their ecosystem and utility. Maybe it's part of that. But yeah, that would be a question to ask.
So one of the questions would be, what's that for? Because if that's something that we should really know. The other thing is the liquidity is 20%, but is any part of the private sale, going to go into liquidity or not? We don't know that answer either, because we really don't have any way of being in touch with them at this point.
Oh, I did see that liquidity from the IDO on DXL was going to be 80%. So they're taking 80% of that BNB raised for liquidity.
Well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good to know. That's great to know, actually. Okay, perfect, perfect. What other information do you think is relevant here of what we can actually see? Honestly, guys, let me just tell you a little something. When Telegram tells me a heck of a lot more information than their website actually does. And I'm not sure, why we really can't, I'm sorry, it's the wrong one. We really can't see a ton of stuff here. That's a little bit concerning for me, but there may be a reason, but they have over 5,200 subscribers. So, what about these subscribers? I mean, I can't even, I can't even look at them. I can't even see if they look like real people. I can't see that either. That's kind of a little bit of a red flag for me. I'm not saying that. I mean, the project looks amazing, when you look at the actual website and you look at the utility that they have, but I just don't understand why, we really can't grab any information, off of here, or why we can't even actually, ask anything off of here. So a
I
little concerning there. Let me ask.
sorry to
No,
interrupt, Phyllis.
no, go ahead.
I just went to the bottom of their website and I saw that they have a Discord as well, because I know some projects are starting to get more into Discord. So I just joined their Discord, and they have I don't know, like 1,500 people. But it looks, and you can ask questions, but it looks like I can't tell the language. It's a different language. Let me see. But yeah, when I do more vetting, I'm gonna ask my questions in here, the Discord.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little better
Yeah.
knowing that that we can actually get some questions answered. So we'll be able to have maybe a better understanding for, the 5 o'clock call. Hopefully we'll be able to dig deeper into that. But yeah, let's just take a look at, well, obviously, guys, the vetting hasn't been done yet because JP is just really starting on it, and the scout pretty much put the basic information that we need. Again, over 5,000 is great, but we really want to be able to see more about the project itself. Let me ask anybody in the group, does anybody in the group know more about this project that perhaps, we just don't have any information about right now? Is anybody following this project? I know Spidey C, I'm not sure what the rest of your name is there, but if you're on the call and you know more than we're actually bringing to the table, I'd love to hear from you. Or if anybody else is following this and has additional information, let me know. No? Okay. Anything else you want to share on this, JP?
No, that was pretty much it. Like you, I mean, if they can pull off this utility, it's a lot and very useful utility. I think it could be really successful. So yeah, I'm going to do a deeper dive into it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be pre-sailing on the 20th at 1:30. Well, that's my time, Eastern time. So, and it's going to be on DXL. It is a utility, and it's part of an ecosystem. They had a private and pre-sale. The private sale didn't look too huge. That's kind of always a good thing. And you said that was vested, the private? Did you say that?
I know for sure that the IDO public sale is vested, and I assume that the private is vested, but I haven't found out for sure yet.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much. And this is one that we're going to keep an eye on over the next couple of days and see where it takes us. The other project that I was looking at too, if unless someone else has a project they want me to look at, please let me know. I love to look at that one for you. So speak up if you like me to take a look at the project you're actually interested in seeing. Any hands?
I have one that I found, but I didn't get a chance to post it yet. Can I share the link in
In the chat?
yeah to their website?
Sure. Can you put it where you're going to put it in the chat box?
Yeah, I just need to grab it really quick.
Renee, I see your message and we're glad you're here as well. And I know you said you can't chime in because you're probably at work, because that's what I would be doing if I was at work. But thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everyone's here today. We have a nice group, it looks like. And let's get over here to Paul's information. And let me just kind of close through here. And let me just move out of here so we can actually, you guys can see. Let me just give a little introduction to Paul so that you know who he is. As you, he speaks up a lot on the calls. He's amazing. He's an amazing vetter. He's also in the All-Star Vetter Trading Club, and he's been a All-Star Vetter for quite some time. He's extremely detailed. As you know, if you go into the Discord and you see in the notes section, you'll see that he's always updating his projects. I think it's probably, I think one of your biggest attributes. Paul, you have a lot of them, but that's a really big one because I know what happens typically when we are vetting or scouting a project. Sometimes we forget to go back, and that's a key component, guys. And I want to just say that because there are so many times, and for your own benefit, a lot of the scouting I see, sometimes they won't go back and follow up on their actual project. And you want to do that because first of all, you want to launch it, right? Because you want to get the points. And if you have any update on that, what's going on, you really should do that as well. And I have a couple tricks that I use, but I'll explain to you just real quickly before Paul jumps in. I use the Telegram really to do a lot of follow up. And what I do is I actually create I create all types of folders of projects, that ones that I'm looking at, I have a folder for. I have one that I've actually scouted, one that I've embedded, and I have folders for that. So I can go back and I can check up on, the projects that I need to see. Also, our DAP does that for us now. Pretty much you can just pull up your projects and see what you have, what's out there. And you can actually go ahead and do that too. But I'm talking more from a Telegram perspective, because I like to go back and forth to the Telegram group and to try to keep track of which one that you're in and which one that you're interested in is kind of cumbersome. But again, you can still get that from the DAP as well. So just trying to keep yourself more organized so that you can actually be a good bring a good informant of the information. And Paul, that's what you do so well. So thank you for that. I really appreciate, everything that you've done and all the efforts that you put into the community. So thank you. And now the floor is yours, my friend. You tell me where to go.
So the main two things that three things that caught my attention were that under the team section, that they have a huge team, and it appears that most, if not all of them, are doxed on LinkedIn. Through LinkedIn profiles. I actually found this because on LinkedIn I'm connected with Roland. So I saw that he was posting about it on my news feed. So that grabbed my attention to come check it out. They have 11,000 members in their Telegram. When I did a quick look through the chat, it looks like that there's pretty good activity.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there, trying to find where their Telegram group.
I also shared the link to the Telegram.
Oh, you did? I was actually trying to find it on the website, because that's one of the things that I like to look for when I'm vetting, to make sure that you're able to communicate to them this way.
It's right under the pre-sale.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and join this group and click unmute me.
And something I'm a bit confused about. So someone randomly posted scam. So I messaged them, replied to them asking what makes them say that, to kind of get a community member's opinion.
Looks like no one answered yet, right?
But the team's actually just laughing at them for saying that it's a set scam and didn't even delete it. So,
It looks, it
but
looks like here it says how to buy. Can you already buy on their website?
um, where's that in the pinned or somewhere else?
It was right.
Oh, I see. So right now their pre-sale is going on. That's why I think I'm not sure if you saw, but last night I asked if anybody's had experience with pre-sales directly through a website.
Yeah, I did. I remember you asked that.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if that's a red flag, especially since there's like 40 days or something like that.
Well,
Left.
in my
Yeah,
experience,
there's 43 days.
in my experience, I mean, I have checked into a couple private sales that way, but to be honest with you, unless the only way I ever do that is if I know the team, like for instance, better, so I would just be extra careful if you are gonna, kind of look into, doing that. So, but yeah,
So-
my experience, I've had two really good experiences. I don't remember exactly the projects, but I did have two experiences and I had one bad experience because I thought it was another project. I thought it was another developer and it looked like they switched developers midstream. So I kind of got snagged on that. Didn't put too much in though because I was unsure. So, but yeah, you have to be extra careful with that private sale.
And on their roadmap, it looks like that they're trying to get listed on some exchanges, I believe. But wait, no, that I'm thinking something up. Oh wait, yeah, that they're looking this year to get on listed on major exchanges according to the roadmap. Something that's weird about the white paper, you need to provide an email to be
get it.
able to look at it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of odd. But again, everybody's getting a little bit more close to the vest. I mean, look what happened with, our VPAD. Someone took the name and, so I think everybody's kind of getting a little bit more, I don't know, like they're kind of like hovering over their tokenomics and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of a new thing that I'm seeing out there myself. So anybody have any questions for Paul on this? Or if anybody has any questions or, I'd be happy to, we could actually, kind of dig a little deeper into this. I know I'm supposed to stop at 2:25 and it's already 2:28. So sorry, guys. Any questions on this project itself? Okay, I'm going to just take a couple minute break so you guys can, use the restroom or whatever you need to do, and I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll go into the Q&A section and into question and answers. But thanks, Paul. I appreciate your input.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, it's 2:30 straight up. on the hour here on the East Coast. So we're going to go ahead and kind of get started again. And welcome everyone. We do these calls every day. The first 20-25 minutes is basically we kind of go through the DAP on the Better platform. And if anyone has any projects they'd like us to look at for them, things that they're actually seeing on the calendar. As you can see, there are a lot of information here. And there's a lot of incredible projects coming up. I can tell you that. I looked at quite a few over the last couple hours. So there's some great stuff in here. So I'm going to just take a look here at the actual participants and see if there's any questions out there. Any questions out there, guys?
Hey, Phyllis, I had a question.
Sure.
It's Kurt. How's it going?
Good, Kurt. How you doing?
Oh, we're hanging in there. I was going to ask, as it relates to, I've been learning a lot about and scouting a lot of IDO projects.
Mm-hmm.
So would those be in terms of like to try to get like whitelist spots, for our community? I know it's kind of difficult because you gotta those you gotta hold like launchpad tokens.
Yeah.
So as it relates to like the trading club and like to getting community members involved, that would be like a totally separate category versus what we're trying to do with like the trading club.
Yeah, that's we need to talk. I think we need to talk about that, when we meet actually.
Okay.
So what's your question? Is your question that it's something that we can't bring to the trading club? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe it's I'm just thinking ahead of myself. Maybe it's after we get a dozen big victories, then maybe we can have allocation to participate.
Yeah, that's kind of a good idea. That's kind of what I was hoping it was going to happen once we we start moving in that direction. So yeah.
And I guess my what I was going to ask you is I'm just having a hard time like finding like a really good project to bring to the trading club because everything I've been scouting is IDOs. So I think we're probably too early at this point to be bringing those in.
It may be, but you know what? Bring it in. Let's see what we kind of determine. I mean, it's going to be our first call today, so I'm sure it's going to be a loose call, meaning, it's not going to be such a stringent, guidelines of things that we're supposed to, that we're doing in our first call. So I think it might be worth, bringing that up. But there's a lot of projects. There are a lot of projects out here. I personally haven't had a whole lot of time to spend on the DAP. So, but I looked as I'm approving some of the projects that come through. I'm seeing quite a bit of some decent projects. Yeah, some of them are IDOs, but some of them are also pre-sales. I came across a private sale too. I think it was last night or this morning. So, but yeah, we'll have to talk about that, when we get, on that call or maybe following that call about the IDOs for sure.
Right on. Yeah, I've got a couple projects I'd like to bring up.
Yeah, I would just bring them up, and just let's see what happens with them. I have a couple myself, so.
Okay.
But
Right.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions?
Me personally?
No, I'm sorry. The group. And Kay Vetter is another one of our amazing people too, by the way, guys. He is a top vetter, purple vetter all around, I think. And he's been extremely helpful for the community. We rely on him a lot. And he's an excellent vetter and an excellent scout. And he's an excellent person to kind of rub elbows with because he is very helpful. And I think that's really important when we're actually building the community such as the one we have. So thank you, Kurt, for your contribution. As always, you do an amazing job. So thank you. I really appreciate it. All right. So guys, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the DAP if you don't mind, because I haven't had a chance really to spend a ton of time myself. I'm actually looking for somebody right now on here and see if they're here. Ryan, are you on the call by any chance?
Yes, I am.
Oh my goodness, you are. Okay. Well, stay in the wings, my friend. I'm going to just kind of go over this a little bit here. Guys, I don't know whether everybody's realized or not, but there are some major, major filters here. And, one of the things as an auditor, that the auditors have to do daily is that they go and they look at a couple things. They want to see if a project hasn't launched yet. So they go here and they click ready. And then what happens is it brings up all the projects that are ready to be launched. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can be launched, because they may not be launchable at this time, because maybe they're launching a few days late or 10 days late or whatever. So that's why it's so important that, let me just click on one. And this is one that went out. It says it's launching today, but is it launching today? And that's something that we need to actually kind of find out if that's actually happening. Well, this is a bad Telegram group, so that's not a good thing.
Oh, Phyllis, that's a rug pull.
Oh, I was going to say, is this the one that was a rug pull the world?
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
there is.
Okay, that's yeah. I think we rug pulled them. There was a rug pull tab. I remember doing it the other day. That's true. Yeah. But at any rate, the moral of what I'm talking about here is really I love the fact that we can actually use Oracle. We can look at the projects that are ready to launch. So it's really pretty simple. And guys, if you're a certain color, vetter or scout, you can actually launch those projects. But what the auditors and voters are doing, they're actually going in here and launching the projects themselves. They're going in and they're checking the Telegram group. They're making sure that it did launch. They're grabbing the contract address. They're even going as far as getting what the opening price should be, so that we can be really try to be extra careful on, when we're looking at voting, that we're doing a great job there. And of course, there's mistakes that we make. We all do them, but for the most part, they're doing a great job. The other thing I love about this too is sometimes people don't rank their projects, right? So here's one that says only unranked projects. Well, these might be projects that perhaps you are interested in. You may take a look at them. Maybe the person who did it unranked, they're just not sure themselves. But if you're a solid scout and vetter, you might want to take a look at them and see if there's something that you might want to, to actually take ownership of. The other thing is that I love is that, here's something that I think is really important, because for Oracle and for us to be able to stay present, we need to make sure that we're voting. Oops, that's a darn mouse again. There you go, Ryan, that darn mouse. Any rate, but see here, I could click on no scout votes. Well, that's great for me to know, because then I know that if these projects launched, okay, and I want to vote, particularly in the projects that I actually, took part in, I can go right there and see, who doesn't have votes at this time. So it helps me kind of manage, the amount of votes that I can do in a day, or, to make sure that I'm putting the vote where I really need it to go, on the project that I think is the most effective. The other thing I love is, it has no, I think there's one here, has no vetter votes. So there's a ton there too. So we can actually put votes in there. Okay. There's ones too that have, I like this one, like ready to launch, because again, if you're in a hurry and you're just don't have a whole lot of time in a day and you want to hurry up and run over here to take a look at what's actually going to launch, today, over here today, when you have some time in between here and you see that it's a green scout, or, if whatever, then you might be able to kind of jump in there and see what it looks like and, read about it pretty quickly without having to go through the entire calendar. I know somebody asked also for, something that has a whitelist. You guys asked to have that on the calendar itself, so you can filter that. This tells you that everybody out there who does have a whitelist that you can participate in. So you can go right to that. If you're one that likes to be, doing the contest and getting the whitelist because you're in, you want to get the contest, that's a great place for you to be looking. In all seriousness, it's a great way. Also, the other thing I really like here is, it needs an audit. And so that means that these projects here have not been audited yet by our auditors. And that's a good thing, because they'll be able to kind of go in and take a look at them and make sure that they're launched and do all the right things, all the appropriate things, to it. So I want to make sure people saw this, because honestly, I forgot, because we had asked for some of these, like no votes, so we can go in and, make sure that we're, giving votes out where we need to and where we want to. And so I thought it was really, I wanted to make sure that people actually saw that you have the opportunity now to actually do that. So any questions on that before I move through to something else? I'd be happy to answer any questions there. Okay, well, I did ask Ryan today to be to kind of be a fly on the wall, no pun intended there, because I wanted him to, there's always questions in regards to voting. And I thought, while there's no questions or AMA questions to be asked right now, it might be a good opportunity, whereas I can have perhaps Ryan kind of go through what we actually do and how in depth we go when we're actually looking at a project to make sure that we're voting on it correctly. So Ryan, I want to make sure, can you share your screen? Great. And you're unmuted, my friend, right?
Yes, I was looking for as soon as I started sharing, the menu bar disappeared. I had to find it real quick, but here we go.
I know, I did that same thing. So this is Ryan. Ryan is one of the auditors and is doing an amazing job. In fact, we're we're doing a lot of revamping, and we actually have a meeting every day, so you guys know, every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, because we want to go over if there's any projects that we are unsure of, that we're not sure how to actually vote on it because it's confusing. You can share that if you like. It's confusing or whatever. We'll actually meet on that, and then we'll turn around and we'll go in and we'll look at the project, get more eyes on it, just to make sure that we're being fair and and doing it the right way. So I want everybody to kind of know the process, so you don't think it's just, we're not doing something haphazardly. We are truly trying. And the reason behind what we're doing is because we really want to get the information that is going in to Oracle really, really perfect, right? Or as best as we can, because the one thing about Oracle is if you put garbage into Oracle, you will get garbage out of Oracle. So that's why it's so important that we're going back and we're looking at the past votes and so on. It's really not about, slapping a wrist or anything like that. It's really about trying to fix it. So we are in the process of doing that. We're getting really close, but I asked him to actually kind of go through the motions of, what we do to actually see if something is successful, and you may learn a little bit along the way. So go ahead, my friend, take it away.
All right, thank you, Phyllis, and just wanted to give you some thanks and gratitude. A lot of the things that are going on with the organization and getting things in check, is directly tied to you, Phyllis. So I know that all the all-stars would echo this, but we are definitely grateful and appreciative to have your support and have your leadership, and what we're creating in this community is absolutely fantastic. So thank you for your contributions as well.
Well, thank you so much for your appreciation. I get a lot of people send me messages, and I do really appreciate it. And I do it honestly, guys. I do it because I really love it. I love what I'm doing. I love helping people. I like making things better so everybody succeeds. And that's just kind of been my MO for many, many years. So I can truly tell you that it's something that I'm very passionate about. So, but thank you. I appreciate you as well.
Absolutely. So I've picked 3 projects for us to go over this afternoon, and it's just some fun projects to look at on the chart. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the chart here, and I already have in the effort of saving time, I already have the pre-sale price loaded in here, and I'm just going to go over the voting process. So you can see and learn how we determine whether a project is successful on the daily time frame, which is the first 24 hours, the weekly time frame, which is the first week after the first day, and then the 30-day time frame, which is 30 days after the first 8 days of the project. So I'm going to go over those and show you exactly what we're looking for. So the first thing we do, we're going to check for the 24-hour time frame, and what we're looking for on the 24-hour time frame is at least 1 hour where price was above the pre-sale price. And so this blue line right here, this was the pre-sale price or the IDO price, and the whole strategy for Vetter is getting in early. Okay, so we're not focused on fair launches and things like that. We're primarily focused on pre-sales and IDOs, because that gives you the best possible chance of making greater ROI. As Mike's been saying, buy low, sell high, and this is one of the best strategies to do that. So this blue line right here is the pre-sale price, and for the first 24 hours, we're looking for at least 1 hour where we have time to sell. And so change the chart time to 1 hour, and you can see that here's a pre-sale price, and there are multiple hours here where someone could have sold within the first 24 hours. Okay, so this is one of the tools that I use. And this shows me 24 bars, 1 bar equals an hour. This is the first day. And you can see the price stayed above the pre-sale price for the first day. Okay, so it's really, really easy to see that. So for the daily time frame, for the 24-hour time frame, this would be profitable. We would count this project as profitable. So the next time frame, we're going to go to the daily. We're going to zoom out here. Now, each one of these candles represents 1 day. Okay, so the rules and guidelines that we use are after the first day. So this is the first day. From this candle to this candle, this is the first day. We're going to go over 7 days. Okay, and we are looking for at least 1 daily candle that closes above the pre-sale price. Okay, we're looking for at least 1 full 24 hours where price was above the pre-sale price. Okay, so for this example, this project is successful during its first week. Okay, during the first 7 days, technically 8 days of the project, this project is successful because actually every one of the candles, except on day number 8, every one of them closed above the pre-sale price. And then next up is the 30-day time frame. And what we're looking for is 30 days from this 8th day. Okay, so we use our tool again. We drag it over. There's 30 days. Now, what we're looking for in the 30-day time frame is we're looking for at least 7 daily candles that closed above the pre-sale price. So for this example, we barely have 1 daily candle that closed above the pre-sale price in that 30-day time frame. Okay, we're looking for 7. There's only 1. So this project would not be profitable on the 30-day time frame. Now you may be wondering, well, Ryan, how come we're not counting these days over here? Well, we vote on the daily for the first 24 hours. So once that's covered, we now move into the 7-day time frame. So we don't want to count previous information. We're just counting the first 24 hours is its own separate vote. The next 7 days is its own separate vote. And the next 30 days is its own separate vote. So that's why this project would be considered profitable on 24-hour, profitable on 7-day, and not profitable on the 30-day time frame. Does anyone have any questions about that?
Ryan, can you just slowly for everyone, just to show them, you know, how you got to the toolbar and all that? I know a lot of people probably already know how to do this, but just for anybody who's new out there, just kind of show them, you know, very slowly, you know, where you got it, you know, how you found it, how to save the ones that you use on a regular basis, and just kind of, you know, give them a little bit more insight, because we do have about 10 minutes, but, you know, just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. So in PooCoin, there's a little button here, a little blue oval. And when you click that, you have all these toolbars over here. And when you click on one, you can see that to the right, there's a little star. And so when you click that, it creates a favorites bar right here. And it saves all these actions on your toolbar, and it gives you access to those. And so let me turn them all off so we can see that process again. So when you don't have any saved, you don't have a custom toolbar right here when there's done save. But the moment that you save one, it automatically puts it right there. Okay. And the other, I primarily use 3 tools when I'm messing around on the charts. One is date range, and that's the tool I'm using right here that shows the time frame. That just helps me, you know, sometimes counting individual candles. It's easy for me to get off track, and this is a tool that I use. It helps me count the candles. I use this one to see, you know, what was the price. So here's the launch price again, the pre-sale price, and this tells me at the high, you know, what was the gain at the high. So this one was 485% from the pre-sale price, the all-time high. And then the other toolbar that I use is the horizontal line, and I like this. I like using it this way because it just allows me to put a line on the chart, and then when you double click, you're going to see 4 options. When you click on coordinates, when you know that the pre-sale price, you can just paste it in right there, and it puts it exactly where the pre-sale price was. And that way it just is really clear and clean, and allows me to easily recognize what the chart is saying and where we are on the chart. So the next project that I wanted to share was CoinPad, and this one, again, I already have the price here, the pre-sale price, and so we'll just walk through the process again on what it looks like to vote and how we determine whether it's successful or not. So we're going to go to the hour chart. So each one of these candles
Can you show them
represents.
how to do that? Can you show them how to do that?
Yeah. So when you're in PooCoin, when it's not full screen, there's upper left. You can click this and you can change the time frames. But since we're on Zoom, I like to show as much of the screen as possible so we can get in there close. And you just start typing the number. So if you want a day, so you can type 1, see it says 1 minute, then you just hit letter D and it changes it to 1 day. If you wanted, you know, like 60 minutes for an hour, there's 60 an hour. Also do, you know, 5 minutes. So just the number that you put in there, see what it says. If you want it different, you know, then you type a letter. So 1 minute versus 1 day. That's how that works. Okay, so back to the 60-minute. Each one of these candles represents 1 hour. Sorry, I was pulling up my notes here. So this candle, each one of these candles represents 1 hour, and we're looking for at least 1 hour that closes above this pre-sale price. And so you can see we're looking for that in the first 24 hours. And so we'll drag the bar over, and this is the first 24 hours. So right here, you can see that there are no 1 hour candle closes above this line. So this project is actually not profitable within the first 24 hours. But when we go to the daily, we can see that starting from the second day, we drag over to 7 days, and you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, 4.5 candles that closed above the pre-sale price. So it's not profitable on the 24-hour time frame. It is profitable on the 7-day time frame. And when we look at the 30, which is 30 days from this last candle, you can see that all of the candles have closed above the pre-sale price. So this is a project where it's had a rough start for the first 4 days, 4.5 days, and then it took off and has remained for the first 38 days of the project. Actually, 38 days later, it actually remained above the pre-sale price. So profitable on the 30-day time frame, profitable on the 7-day time frame, and not profitable within the first 24 hours. And it actually had a pretty substantial all-time high, so almost 750% from the pre-sale price. That's what's great about what we're creating with the Oracle. And when I say what we're creating, I mean what the scouts are contributing. The Oracle is recognizing these different things, and you may find a scout that they do really well on the 24-hour time frame, or you may find a scout that does really well on the 7-day or 30-day time frame. And those are different types of projects. Maybe a project that was just a lot of hype and no real utility might do really good in the first 24 hours, but a project that actually has something, it may do really well in the long run. And people who, maybe they sold, a lot of people sold at the pre-sale or from the IDO and got their money and left. But as the team continued to build, price continued to grow, and it was a successful project. Any questions on that?
Well, thank you so much, Ryan. That was really helpful, for sure. Let me just ask the question. Did anybody, was there anybody have an aha moment or looked at it and said, wow, that's different than how I do it? Just love to get some feedback and let me know if this was of value to you, and just kind of let us know.
Yeah, it was for me, and I used to be an auditor.
Kurt, you did a good job teaching me.
I was thinking, as you were speaking, if we got you into like a routine, daily, where you do like 3 examples like this.
Yeah, I think what we can do is maybe not on these calls, because I think these calls, once the marketing kicks up, guys, it's probably going to be crazy. I think we're going to have a lot of questions. A lot of people are going to want to ask questions, and for the AMA and all. But I just figured, let me take some time now, but we can definitely do some of this in Discord. We probably can do some of this also in the Telegram support channel, which is where, we have newbies that come in that need questions answered. And so, yeah, that's kind of like my long-term, not my, but our long-term plan is to be able to kind of do more educational type things to help people out.
Absolutely.
And any other
Hey,
comments?
Phyllis.
Yeah.
Phyllis. Hi, it's
Yeah.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
I really appreciate this, because as much as I follow this and have followed my for years and everything, I still don't know how to read these charts and etc. So it's useful, and there's got to be more people like me.
You know what? Let me tell you something.
I think
Deborah.
it's great.
It's true, because even myself included, and I mean, I'm not an expert, truly I'm not. I actually started in this crypto space a couple of years ago, but it really didn't start in it until we got into Discord, really. you know, I got to the point, there's a couple of times where I'll reach out to, you know, these guys and say, you know, look at this chart for me. You know, was this successful? Because sometimes there's some really tricky ones, and you can't look at it like just 24/7. You can't look at it like that. You have to, sometimes you have to really break it down into like minutes and or hours or 4 hours increments. So, but I appreciate that you've learned a lot, and I'm getting a lot of comments here, which is great. It says here, would love the recording. I learned a lot from this, which I'm glad. Great analysis. Thank you. Thank you. It was great seeing how the chart works. Ryan, great job to you. And so thanks everyone for your participation, but we do have to close this up because I promised I'd be done by 3 o'clock Eastern time, and it's straight up. So thank you everyone. We're glad that you're here, and buckle up. We got some great things coming up, and I'm really excited and really happy to let you know that there's just so much going on. So if you're sitting back thinking sometimes like, what the heck are they doing? Oh, just know that, you know, our hands are in everything every single day, 24/7. And we're doing it because we truly, you know, we see an opportunity here to be able to help a lot of people. And so we're really excited about that. So thank you for your comments. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support and everything you do for the community. Thanks, Ryan and Kurt and everyone else here who are big contributors, and everybody's a big contributor. But so thank you again, and have a great day and a really good tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Chris.
And thanks, Ryan.